Welcome to a DropTent media production.
Zebra in the mirror on some non-stop chops. I'm gonna leave it in the beef upon the floor, drop bars. I'm stuck around Mars cause the damn dark guns shine a beat for
You know the best part, we were just talking about Fat Tuesdays. The best part about Fat Tuesdays is the alcoholic Slurpees. But I have to say, like, who invented said alcoholic Slurpee? Like, do you think it was just like a teenager who was like, you guys are just not using alcohol correctly?
Like, it was a kid who invented the popsicle stick type situation. Like, he did it on accident. Like, oh no, my soda's cold. I left my straw in it.
Yeah, like he was trying to put like water, like trying to water down his water ice or something, and then mommy's vodka was in it, and he was like, "Oh shit, this is delicious." You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a child's creation, yet as an adult, I want it all of the time.
It has that level of genius where, like, it's almost like the kid who made it didn't know that it was alcohol. He's just like, yeah, you just put the good mom juice in. When mommy's been a good girl all day, she gets a good mom juice, and I mix it with good meat juice.
Well, my water ice is better than everybody else's water ice. I'm telling you right now. I feel good on it. I feel good on it.
Yeah, no, like I feel like I could fuck anyone right now.
You just walk in and you're like, I don't know what it is about this water ice, but it makes me want to fight everybody. I don't know. Like just really finding out you're just a really shitty drunk by just eating some water ice.
Like if the guy who invented Molly like didn't realize it was a drug, like if he had been accidentally like a chef as well, and he's just like, oh my god, the seasoning makes my burgers like transcendental. Like,
I don't know what it is. I've never had a burger that sent me in another dimension before. This shit is amazing. Do you think
oh my god, it's Gouda cheese and the spiritual connection with the God that is around us. Something I can never decide.
I was wondering why I had fries and crystals on my plate.
At least you charge the fries in the moonlight, or?
Yeah, dude, exactly. And then you shave down the crystals, and that is what becomes the salt and the seasoning on the fries. And you were just taking off into new heights, dude. I know all about this stuff.
I like the idea of Fat Tuesday guy going into other restaurants and ordering like slushies and shit and being like, this ain't it. Like, what's? Oh yeah, I don't understand.
Oh yeah, you know. So wait, I was thinking about this too, because, all right, I was saying about my mom at a barbecue over the weekend because we were just making fun of her. I was like, dude, the Thanos gauntlet of like my mom's sayings, like what 6 sayings would like give her all the powers and shit like that.
Wipe out half the family.
Yeah, like mom, like just fucking like.
That's called divorce, dude. That's called divorce. She takes half the kids and she splits. She Thanos the family. Your dad looks like Tony Stark. It's perfect.
All right, nice. I think he would like that. I think that's positive. I think that's a positive thing. Tony Stark's a good-looking dude. I'm not talking about Robert Downey Jr. I'm talking specifically Tony Stark. Dude.
Oh yeah. He looks like the comic book version, not like the guy who did blackface. Like
but if you, I don't remember why I brought up the Thanos gauntlet now, which is super depressing. I totally had.
She got sayings.
I know, but I had another point and I just didn't get to it.
Fat Tuesday. Your mom's fat. Your mom's got fat hands and gloves look weird on her. Like the fingers, they hang up. She can't get them on.
No one said that.
She hates.
Just start slamming shit. You can just see the connection. Throw the laptop out the window.
The internet shakes.
I'm so mad I can't think of it. I feel like I had a sick point and now I can't think of it whatsoever. But oh well, I guess we'll just move on.
It's all good, dude. It's all right. How's your juice? What are you working on there? You got some good Geoff juice? That's some bad steak.
Some Arnold Palmer. Homemade Arnie Palmies. Because let's be real, Arnie Palmies is the greatest thing in the world. But these Arnie Palmies, because Papa's trying to watch his weight, are like 10 calories. Like just
it's like a slim pitcher.
Yeah, dude, it's slim. No, I mean, I had a lot of cake and
that's what I was going to say.
Then I wanted to admit.
You were like, yo, we should record around 7. I'm about to eat a birthday cake in an hour. This is at 3 p.m. I was like, oh, my God, dude. He's about to eat a birthday cake for 4 hours straight. This is fucking insane.
Hey, if anybody could do it,
who would do it? I would.
There's
one person who can eat cake.
You would pace yourself around an ice cream cake?
I would pace myself with an ice cream cake. If somebody got me a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket, I could sit there and not move. Nobody wants to sit with me because I'm going to use that bucket for other things. But like, I could do it for 4 hours without getting up.
Like the hands on a car challenge. You can't go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, dude, just everybody. That's a Survivor challenge. Everyone's just sitting on a toilet, like just sitting in the position where you're like, I didn't have to poop, but it's almost comfortable enough that I might just poop now. And you're like, don't poop.
That's what they don't tell you is when you assume the position, you're getting all geared up.
Dude, I feel like it's damn near impossible to, like, when people say they poop one time a day, I actually like want to speak to their doctor. I like want to go. I'm like, you gotta fix that.
Have you ever gone a day without?
Hold on. Yeah,
No, I've never gone a day without.
I'll tell you something that might blow your mind. I know people. I'm not gonna say who, but I know somebody.
God, you did. Don't you tarnish no names.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to.
It's not that he doesn't want to embarrass them. It's that if people knew that Evan was associated with them.
No, it's nothing. I don't want to. I don't want to embarrass this person. He or she or he, may or may not poop maybe like twice a week.
What are they
my
eating,
mind.
Though?
It's Neil's girlfriend. It's Neil's girlfriend.
How did you know that?
I don't know. Something about the way he was saying it.
Anybody? All right, I guess we have to start over, guys. We
How
gotta start over.
the hell did you figure that out?
I don't know, dude. I'm
we
really
need to get
good
you
with
on some kind of like game show.
Plot pieces. No, dude, I need to sit down and write a script or something.
Like
what
real
the
life
fuck
Clue?
just happened? Did you guys plan this? Am I
No.
getting punked?
I was late. I was asleep.
Bullshit. He said he or she may or may not, and you said Neil's girlfriend. How the fuck did you get that? Unless you know something. Like
Because it had to be somebody that we might know too, or he would have just said his friend from high school or his girlfriend's friend or some bullshit.
I guess that's for a podcast.
He went out of his way to try to hide the gender. I wouldn't have even thought of who it was if he said he. But that she came into it, I was like, yo, what girl would I know about who wants her poop agenda hidden? You know what I mean?
I feel like you just had the inside scoop on
I think
her.
it's Neil. I think Neil doesn't want people to know the truth.
But he masquerades and says that it's her.
It
Through
is
my stories.
Oh no,
Does
I
Neil have
meant
a robot?
Let her poop because he thinks it's unladylike. She gets 2 chances a week to get out of the dungeon and squeeze one out. Neil doesn't want you to know. He wants you to think his chick's shitting, but he can't handle that.
She's not.
He doesn't have the constitution to accept that his woman shits.
No, actually, worst bit is that it would be, if anybody, it would be Adam, because he's like actually like completely petrified by poop.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Completely. He's
Petrified.
like
He's got that look in the
even
eyes.
the thought of like poop like messes with him. So
Are you saying
he's poop averse.
that Adam's scared of poop?
I don't think he would say that, but I might.
That would be terrifying to be
Did you say he's petrified?
It seems as though. I mean, every time we've brought it up, anytime there's poop on the screen, when things happen, he gets very, very. I mean, like,
is this
beyond
breaking
uncomfortable.
news?
I mean, it's been seen on the podcast.
What's it like for him taking a shit? Is he just like, oh god, it's coming?
It's like when normal people get shots, he just doesn't look. When he wipes,
I don't think
he
Adam would
prays.
like me. I don't think Adam should be my friend. I mean, I'm major in clogging toilets. That's like my thing.
Yeah.
I clogged the toilet once when I was a kid.
We for the old apartment thing, I had to go through some of our work orders, and a couple were for the toilet.
Well, yeah,
my shit's Mjolnir's, dude. He's got Thor's hammers just flopping down.
Listen, there's industrial cleaners out there, guys. Okay, there's solutions for me. Don't you dare. But here's the deal: to be scared of poop. So, like, all right, now clear this up for me, Evan. Is he scared of poop, or? And I've had a friend similar to this. Like, if you just say blood or throw up, like that, like he would literally like want to puke just if you said it out loud, because he would think about it. Like,
I don't know.
Does he just think about poop, or does he see it?
Can we call him right now?
I don't know for sure. I'm gonna have to. I'll have to find out on Sunday for sure.
Son of a bitch. So we gotta have an intervention for him. Okay, here's what we do.
Things have come up. If it's gross,
everybody
it's
poop
done.
and bring their own poop.
Sunday, can you get Geoff on call with the Nerds of Words guy on Sunday, like guest appearance? Don't tell them it's happening.
Yeah, just let me like
surprise segment, dude.
Did you just volunteer me?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's about facing your fears and being a man.
Who's
And what do you think? That's my department?
Yeah.
Well, I think when you say it, it sounds like you want other people to be better men, and when I say it, it sounds like I'm like, hey, I found something that I'm better than you at. Like, you should work on that. You know what I mean?
Just I don't think what we stand for or our identities, none of that matters. I think we just need to ask the hard-hitting questions. Adam, why are you afraid of poop? Because I need answers, and I will not move on until I get them.
I noticed that. Yeah, you're really putting your foot down.
Because somebody just said they were petrified of poop. I don't think, like...
Geoff, you've watched me have a drug problem, and you have not shown nearly this concern. You're scheduling an intervention now?
Listen, when someone is achieving platinum, almost diamond level status in Overwatch, who are you to step in? Who are you to step in and be like, change your habits? John Jones was slinging dick and doing coke on the weekends, and he was the best fighter in the world.
I mean, he was buying gas station dick pills. I don't know how far he was slinging it. I don't know. Like, I mean, he's got the fit. Like, you would think he has the build, but ever since the gas station thing came up, I'm like, I don't know.
You got to imagine that, like, he was almost, I want to believe that he was on performance enhancing drugs, but to be able to confidently be like, I was not doing that. I actually have dick problems. To be at that level, it almost feels like, why would you admit that unless there's a problem?
Exactly. That's like the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card of being a lying piece of shit. One time I got caught shoplifting. I said it was because I just found out that I was adopted. And they were like, you know what, get out of here, kid.
That's
like,
a pretty good excuse. That's a pretty good excuse. What were you stealing? Like new parents or?
No.
What were you doing?
So we were in a comic book store. I don't even read comic books. My friend thought this one looked cool. I was like, whatever, I'll steal it. Like, I steal everything else. I put it in my shirt. And when I was walking out the door, they stopped me. And they were like, hey, my employee said you stole something. I said, well, that's not the case. And I, like, showed him. I was like, I don't have anything. And they're like, okay. I walked out the door. He grabbed me again. He goes, no, she's really sure you stole something. Unzip your jacket. Turns out the comic was worth like $90 or some shit. And everybody in the store besides me and my friend worked there. They don't have a uniform. You just wear whatever you want.
Yeah, so you just did it in front of like workers and employees.
Yeah, like literally like right in front of a bunch of them. Like took it.
That's crazy.
So he said, give me one good reason I shouldn't call the cops right now. And I said, I'm adopted. And he said, what's that mean? I said, my mom's not my mom. My dad's not my dad. I don't know what to do. And he said, so you're just running around stealing things because you're upset. And I was like, well, yeah. And he's like, all right, go home.
Get out of here, sport.
Pretty sick. Yeah.
And he tries to adopt you.
It was, I think it was called like, it's on South Street. It's like Rocket Comics or something like that.
I just watched the Harmontown documentary, where when he's recording it in the fucking comic book store, and I think it's so funny that dude who did the Dungeons and Dragons just came in and just like became the dungeon master after being like, I think I just want to go play Dungeons and Dragons with Dan Harmon, and then Dan Harmon being like, no, I think I want to play Dungeons and Dragons with you, and like brings him with him. I was
that
like,
shit's crazy because all right, so I saw Rick and Morty first. I like Dan Harmon and like his writing. So then I watched Harmon Quest, his Dungeons and Dragons show that has that Spencer dude on it.
Right.
And then I watched Community, and Spencer has like a small role in one episode. And then I saw that he was just some guy in the crowd that they said, you look like you know about D&D. Come up here. Yeah. Like, that's fucking crazy. I'm about to start going to every fucking live podcast ever.
You know why? It's called timing. Okay, and nobody could have planned that.
And he has great timing too. Like he's like just autistic enough to be funny. It's fucking, it's good.
Dude, it was a nice little documentary. I like that Dan Harmon recognized that he was the antagonist of his own documentary. I thought that was very just in the midst of it, looking at his life while it's being filmed, realizing there's no way I'm the good guy in this story. Like,
yeah, no,
that's very.
Like almost one step removed from that Louis level of like fuck everybody, like
yeah,
feeling threatened by everyone, being neurotic, like
very manic, but also can like because geniuses and crazy people are separated by like the smallest fraction of something, and I don't know what it is
or something.
Huh?
I gotta start being crazier or something. I guess I'm starting to worry. Maybe I'm not a genius because like my life's super normal.
dude, I promise you're a pretty manic guy. You're more manic than the average man. I will tell you that without a doubt.
You really think so?
I really do, dude. I really do. I think you're a pretty neurotic guy yourself.
Man, maybe I am a genius.
I mean, listen, I've said it before. There's a brand out there that is waiting for Rusty to save them. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is.
Dude,
it might be the hacky sack allegiance of the world. It might be a podcast centered around crystals. There's just something out there that you, whether or not you believe it or not, you could talk bullshit and at least be an expert in the subject enough to make jokes about it.
Dude, fucking, I appreciate that. I hung out with Cody and Rob and Cody's girlfriend this weekend. We just like got drunk and hung out. And I don't actually think that's Cody's girlfriend. I think it's just some girl, and like, you know, they sat near each other. But
is she the girl? No, she's not. No,
it's the chick you met at Stockton at that one show we did. But it's irrelevant. Well, it's only kind of irrelevant because this person who does not know me at all watched me show up to the party, be super out there, making friends with people, like hanging out. Fucking, I go away to the car with fucking grandma, come back high as shit, like can barely talk, fucking sober up over the course of an hour, and then like all of a sudden it's me and Rob and Cody just like talking about like the deep philosophy of comedy and like fucking safe spaces and like people like sucking each other's it sounds like I'm, you know, the deep philosophy of
the deep philosophy of sucking dicks, dude. Yeah, no, that was definitely deep. You might have been fucked up. I don't know.
I started going on about how humans hate ourselves, and so we find people who are like us but better versions of us, and then if those people like us, then it kind of creates this chain, and that's what like the comedy scene is. It's people who hate themselves, who people they like them, and then you know what I mean? It just kind of goes. Especially if someone wins Philly's Funniest, because then you give a certificate to one of these people who hates themselves, cool. And it validates whoever they like. So then they like the people who fucking make them feel more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, you know, you could be like, there are people in comedy that might not even be an intimidating person, but you're intimidated to be their friend just because you're like, oh, like you like these other comics and know all these other comics that I also respect, and it's intimidating because it seems like you're so likable that everybody wants to be your friend, so you probably don't need another friend, and I'm probably just like looking like one of these other like people that are just coming up, you know what I mean? And then it becomes this whole thing where you're like, oh yeah, no, definitely, I'm just gonna never talk to anybody ever again because I'm socially awkward. But we all are, and every single person is, and the person that you actually want to like talk to is probably also socially awkward and thinks that you hate them because it's like high school, except weirdly I think more insecure. And I think that's
double high school. It's like
a double high school
held back all the seniors and started them over in their own school, and you're like,
yes. And also, you know what it is too? In comedy, I think even more than like growing up and just hanging out with friends, in comedy, you always have the dynamic of like, this guy's my friend. This guy's my friend. They don't like each other, but I like both of them. I wish they would just be friends and they're not friends. Kiss. Yeah, and then, but you know what I mean? Like the dynamic of being like, yeah, I'm friends with two people who don't like each other. I guess that's just.
I like the idea of you sitting at home with your Bill Burr doll, just like, no, I think that you're a great comedian, and then we kiss. Like,
that's how it is, though, dude. There's like comedians that like straight up are like, I fucking hate that person. You're like, wow, that's. I mean, I don't feel like they're that bad, but I guess maybe you've had a different experience than me.
Because someone reminds you of someone who reminded you of like poop, and you're fucking Adam Nutter afraid of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like. Not blaming Adam. I'm saying like you never know what somebody is like. No, that's not okay. Like a poop joke, like whatever. Right. It's a poop joke. But I never like would be like, oh, that was hacky. That was weird. That was gross. Not, you know what I mean? Like
no,
stupid.
I get it. Well, that's also weird is because you're literally judging people based off of like their stupid joke writing, and not even their joke writing, their attempts at joke writing. So like it's hard to judge someone who's like, I think I have this bit about poop, I'm gonna give it a whirl, and then you're like, yeah, I don't really like this guy's humor.
There's a lot of people.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I actually don't do jokes like this.
There's
Huh?
people who've gotten good in the past year, but because like one of the first times I saw them, they did a whole set of like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it took like there's that kid in the Philly scene who I watched him do a set at like I think it was Grape Room. He was towards the beginning of the night, and one of the first things he says is like, "I'm not racist. I have a black girlfriend," and he brings up his black girlfriend like 10 times in like a 4-minute set. And when I say God damn, it must have been like 20 comics after him. Each one was like, yeah, so I have a black girlfriend. What's up with it? And just like, I think they just will never forget that kid, and he'll never be able to get away from that. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like you sounded like a piece of shit, dude, and no one's gonna let you forget it. And you know, it wasn't even like, oh
it's
man,
just so
it's always the awkward little things.
I know.
Like on my first day of work saying, what's up, guys? I'm usually way more, you know, but focusing on learning the job right now. And they were like, cool.
I would have been like, dude, shut the fuck up. You didn't need to say that.
I was like, I'll be way more myself later. And they were like, alrighty then. You know?
It's really defeating because there's
an Amber Alert for yourself.
There are moments where you could literally just like crush with a joke. And you're like, man, I took kind of a weird stance, but it worked. I'm into that. I'm going to keep taking that stance. Then you try it again for another room, and they don't even like it a little bit. Like, even a little bit. And you're like, what was wrong? What was different? And it's just so defeating when it's like, it's not only do people not laugh at your jokes, when they're like, we're not really thrilled with them. And you're like, oh, well, all right. I mean,
dude, it goes back to the high school thing. It's like you go to a party, and it's like, when you have that high school mindset and you go to a party and you don't get along with people, you're not like, oh, that was weird. I must have been off that night. You know what I mean? Yeah. It must have not been my normal mojo. You're like, wow, that party sucked. Those kids sucked.
Yeah.
But as a comic, like, you have to be like, maybe I suck. Like,
maybe I suck. Dude, believe me, I know it's because I suck. Like, that's what it is. If it doesn't go well, it's usually not the crowd. And if it is the crowd, you know, well, then it was the crowd. It was the crowd, and then I think move on.
A thing that makes me like people is I need to be able to look in the eye and know that you think you might suck. Like, it's a look people have in their eye. Like, sometimes people, they just look like fucking, like, beta fighting fish. Like, just, like, fucking, like, they've never actually seen their own reflection. Like, if they were to see their reflection, they'd be like, what the fuck is that? Looks like it sucks. Like, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I get you.
Fucking betas, dude.
Dude, betas. I promoted you while I was doing Feud. I said my sidekick partner, Rusty, on the Sweet Heat podcast.
That makes it sound like you're a gay Batman, dude. Your sidekick partner.
This is my sidekick partner.
Oh, that's how you're taking it.
That's not how you said it.
This is my partner.
That's how I wanted to change it so that it doesn't come off that other way.
Okay. All right. We can run it back. We can have it be that.
Dude, here's the deal. Sports radio has been so bad lately that I heard them talking about they were doing a bracket like what we were doing with our March Madness, and they were doing it with like slang nicknames. Like, they were like, all right, dude, this week caller,
like,
what you got? They're like, all right, pal or dude. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to go with pal. And the other guy's like, you know what? I got to overrule that. There's no way pal's beating dude. And you're like, all right. And then someone's like, what about slick? And you're like, God, I need the Eagles or something, dude.
That's like scary, dude. That's like somebody going through withdrawal and they just start making like weird macrame art. You're like, what the fuck? Like,
it was not fun. It was really
tell
bad.
Me what station this was? Because
what is this?
I need you to put them on blast. I need you to.
I can't.
All right.
Because I actually really like the station, and I have a friend that works there, so I can't. I don't want to bash it.
One of my favorites, or my.
It's one of the main two Philadelphia sports ones.
Is it all right? I mean, I guess if you told me more, it would give it away. But
well, it's clearly whatever one's dumber. Like, just ask yourself. Like,
no.
Ask yourself what you know about those shows, and be like,
Stop.
Which one would
They're
be?
Both dumb. They're both
really dumb right now.
I call my wife pal or bitch face.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, that's stupid.
Dude, it'll just be like some dude who like talks about hockey religiously, and then he like gets on there for a second. And he's like, dude, let me tell you about Black Lives Matter. And you're like, I mean, I don't even believe you when you're talking right now. Like I can hear the Confederate flag behind you. There's just so many. Like, there'll be just a fun. There's no one. Nobody
Dude,
gives a fuck about what. What?
Did you see that Popeyes tweet?
No, what'd they tweet?
All right, so
let me hear this. Oh, I'm excited now.
They
Popeyes. I love
going
fast
for it.
food social media. Let me just say that. Big fan of the fast food chain social media
It's a
game.
new meta, dude. I don't know. I think Wendy's started it. I'm not sure.
Wendy's might have started it.
They're kind of like
Wendy's started it.
Who's the first great basketball player? Is it Pistol Pete? Who is it?
The first great basketball player. I mean, you could argue Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain.
But maybe Wendy's is like the Naismith. They invented the game. I don't know who's carrying it now. Whatever. Point is, fucking Popeyes tweeted, Popeyes would be literally nothing without Black Lives.
Yeah. Supporting business, dude. But you see, I get what you're saying. I think a lot of companies tweeted that though. So like I think even Lego was like, "Yo, we would be nothing without like the black community." And you're like, "I don't even know black people like Legos that much." But like, but it's true. Like, it's just, that's a big support of the business. But at the same time, I think you were probably like, "Popeyes, that's too far."
It got a little flack. No, it wasn't like flack.
There's no way.
The general consensus was like, "Oh man, I really see what you were going for, so I'm not mad at you." But like, that's
I started eating Popeyes like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's been a great decision.
Yeah, no, I'm with Geoff on this one
see
here. I get where you're coming from and how you could spin it, but like that's exactly what
I'm
it is.
not trying to
it's a
spin it. I'm not.
No, I'm not
You're
saying
doing
you
it.
are. I'm not.
You're a freaking dude. It's propaganda. We're not going to stand for it, okay? Me and Evan have stocks in Popeyes.
No, but I think all they were saying is the same as every other company is every other human being is saying. The reason why people are saying Black Lives Matter is because for some reason there are people out there that fucking forgot that. So I think they're just saying like, hey, yeah, because it's not just saying everybody, it's because, yeah, at the end of the day, duh, if everybody stopped going to Popeyes, we're fucking, they're going to be gone.
It would fuck you up.
Because it's a problem with Black Lives Matter, we're trying to make it apparent that everybody's like, everybody who did forget. We didn't. Most people didn't. There are a shit ton of people though that did.
I feel you. If you made a quilt of all the company sentiments of like we're with Black Lives Matter, then it wouldn't look weird. But if you just take that out of context, it's just like, all right, someone in your PR department probably could have seen that.
Call of Duty was like, yo, Black Lives Matter. We ain't starting this game until you fucking. And it's, I wish. And I thought about it when it comes up as like the loading screen where it's like Black Lives Matter. I wish there would be like a record counter for how many times you press like X to skip through it and be like, you're 8 clicks racist, motherfucker. Because at one point, even I was like, all right, well, I want to move on to the next screen. Like, definitely, that's sick that you guys are doing this. But like, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, it'd be so rude if they just like registered me clicking 12 times through this like loading screen.
They did. You're on a list now. It's bad.
It's like, all right. Black Lives Matter. I'm a sniper at war. I don't get to pick who the enemy is. Okay.
Dude, I swear to God, I think it was hilarious if they were able to just track that information somehow. They're like, do we need this information? They're like, yeah, dude, we're black. Dude, there's no one more racist than somebody playing video games. There ain't nobody more racist than that.
Everyone's been like talking about like, dude, forever people have been talking about like your election shit, stealing your information. And it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna use it to sell you shit. Nah, dude, they're using it to calculate how racist you are for the New World Order. 100%.
Oh yeah, dude, just sitting there and they have like 86 audio recordings of the time that you just sang the N-word in a song, and they're like, we got a whole file folder of it, bitch. And you're like, oh my God. Dude,
Alexa, how'd you know I wanted the explicit version?
Dude, even the White Knights would get shot, dude. You know what I mean? Even it's like Game of Thrones. The main characters are going down. Even the main characters are being fucking shot off, dude.
Oh yeah, it got real ugly. Don't let that happen.
It's so fun. It's so funny to me. Like, we really got to just start doing like a gambling, like almost Deadpool. Cue the shirt. Almost like a Deadpool thing of just like what celebrity is going to get canceled next, because it is truly the most random thing in the world. It'll just hit.
The challenge just got canceled.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, dude, she's got fired from the challenge. What'd
she do?
Chick. She said something like Like, it was just anti-Black Lives Matter shit. She was just like, no life is any more important than another. I've been saying this since I lost my virginity. Like, she's like, I'm a person of color, and I'm saying that, you know, Black lives aren't special, basically. Like,
D. You blew
yeah.
it.
Well, she's Australian, so she I don't know if she even counts as a, you know.
She's kind of annoying anyway. But that's what I'm saying. Like yeah, dude,
I never thought of her as the Asian chick. She's the Australian chick.
Of course, yeah, no. But it's almost like that thing you see on Instagram where it's like, build your perfect team, $5, $4, $3, $2, $1, and it's like whatever. Like a D would be a $1 value of like, who do you think will get canceled? And you're like, D from the challenge. And you're like, okay, sure, yeah, all right, I guess so. And then over here at $5,
that's an inside bet right there.
yeah, then on the $5, like, you know, easy one over there is like, you know, Drew Brees. And you're like, Drew Brees, get the fuck out of town. No, he won't. And they're like, somebody else was throwing a deep pass. And they were like, J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter. And you're like, no way. And they're just like, but you got canceled telling trans jokes. And you're like, that's not even what we're talking about right now. Dude, it's crazy. People are like trying to get canceled. They're just throwing shit at the wall, sending out like tweets like it's nothing.
I mean, just say this really dumb shit. Oh, who wants to see who can say the dumbest thing on Twitter and stay on Twitter?
Yeah, dude, like my next bet. Who's a level guy that would be like
fuck the Trump markings of like, oh, Trump said this, it might not be true. Like they got to mark like anybody said this. This is a 6 out of 10 cancel rating. Like it's up to you guys to like it's like the UV index for the day. They give you the cancel index for the day. You score above an 8, you're fucked, dude.
I can see like Mark Wahlberg going tomorrow. You know?
Oh my god!
Like,
I could too.
I don't want that, but I could see it.
He's one of the only ones like A-list that I could see going because like Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. I think he himself is really smart and wouldn't say something stupid. If anything, he'd be like super like, you know. I mean, liberal on the side, yeah, and he's Canadian.
Here's all I ask,
but like,
just don't take Paul Rudd from us. Just don't take Paul Rudd from us.
Oh, dude, I could see Paul Rudd like just accidentally muttering the N-word. That sounds so bad, but like
because he's so much older than he looks, too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's the thing. Is like Mark Wahlberg might be safe because he got through the Shane Gillis fucking, you know, Andrew Yang thing, and Asians were his bag. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm thinking
he's got a little while in the rotation of who we're mad at.
Here's who sometimes I think about this. I think about this where I go, man, you know, I don't want to get like there's people I like, specifically don't want to get canceled. Like if they ever came out and Peyton Manning had a scandal, it'd break my heart. Love me some Peyton Manning.
They tried that scandal a couple years ago with that girl, but it never worked out.
They
it was all bullshit.
Do you know how likable you got to be for a girl to be like, this guy sexually harassed me, and we're like, it's Peyton Manning, okay? Like. They were like, shut up, okay? Shut up.
Next it's going to be Eli, but everybody's going to be like, Eli, really? Yeah, no.
All right, no. Eli Manning, 100% I could see getting a charge.
I couldn't.
Or you know what?
He's just like a weird sock guy.
Tebow.
Oh my God, that'd be...
Tebow. He's playing the religious thing up too much. He's secretly crushing it.
Fuck your sports channel. Tell your buddy this is the poll they should be running. We should be doing a Deadpool of cancelable athletes. At least it's sports related. Yeah,
except people would start like betting on it and being like, oh, I photoshopped this image, they should get canceled, and they'd start like really trying to cancel people. So we'd actually be a monster. So we can't
do a Hunger Games for canceling.
Oh my God, where it's like, no, that's not a good message because it's basically saying like, well, winner gets to say the N-word after all, I guess. Like, there are no consequences to your action.
Not what anybody's no.
Of course.
No.
That's like the trophy in Harry Potter that takes you to Voldemort, dude. That's the port key. You fucking win that, you're like, oh shit, it's you, shall not be named.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Yeah, you can't do that. We can't be like, you know what, you won, you're not canceled, even though you really said some questionable things. Oh man, I have a hard time. This keeps me up at night, guys. This keeps me up at night. Who like Will Smith? Don't touch him. Don't touch Will.
I think he's another guy who's smart enough. He's so in touch with the.
I think people get older and their brains just start to go.
He's so in touch with young people though. With his son and everything.
He's in an open relationship. That's insane.
He's like
Will Smith is good.
Yeah, Will Smith is one of like he's a shining star. And I mean, he just made a song with fucking Joyner Lucas,
he's a good
dude.
Person. I guarantee you, he's a bad person. I guarantee you Will Smith is a bad
I
person.
don't know about that.
I'd be
I think he's
shocked,
smart as
honestly.
fuck. I think he's safe.
I think
Because
they guarantee.
huh?
I don't know if you can say guarantee.
Well,
Yeah, I
do you?
Oh.
I'll
Smith?
seduce him. I'll do whatever it takes. You want me to teach? You want me to show you how bad of a man Will Smith is? You want me to show you what he would do to a guy like me? Fucking
No,
idiot.
Yeah, he'd
want that.
probably buy you an ice cream and ask you if you're all right. Have you been eating lately?
Idiot.
Like, are you good?
Nah, dude, you've been watching Hitch too many times. See, you're falling for it.
You know what would kill me? Also, Brad Pitt. I think that would be a tough one. Just be like, Brad, you
I
done
don't know
so
what he
well.
would go for.
What?
I don't know what he would go for.
Probably
You
like,
know what? You know what's kind of funny to think about,
like
actually?
a 22-year-old nanny or something.
We're talking about fucking, like these old people, and they might slip up and shit. Like, we are conditioned to hate cops. Like,
Yeah.
that is what we are conditioned to hate right now. Like, the little kids
Yeah.
growing up. If we fix the cops, like, in the next year, like, if cops become, like, future police of tomorrow, they all love each other. Like, we're just going to be some weird-ass old people who are like, we're like, don't fucking call the cops. Like, we'll fall down the stairs. Your grandson's like, I'll call the cops for you. And like, nah, dude. Don't
Yeah,
call
the
the fucking bastard pigs. Like,
They're like, what is that? You're like, nothing. It's due to that. You don't call the fucking villains over. And you're like, the villains? You're like, yeah, they'll push me down the stairs. And I'm like, Grandpa, no.
they have guns that shoot serotonin now, Grandpa. They just make you happy.
They all come with a plate of Jello just cause. I mean, they're really good people. I have no issue with them at all.
When you call, they ask you what flavor.
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. They just brought like cold.
Today
like
we have
Cold
cherry,
Stone.
lemon, lime, pina colada. It's a weird one, but you might like
Big
it.
vans or an ice cream truck.
Dude, how about Ben and Jerry's? Ben and Jerry's got like mad good press because they were just like the I feel like they were the first company to be super aggressive about their Black Lives Matter message. Like they weren't like we stand with them. They were like, fuck white supremacy, down with the man, let's get it. And you're like, did you just email this to everybody?
Yeah, like I think I saw like a
Yeah, dude.
teardrop on the end of the page. Like,
Yeah, dude. You're like, I think like, somebody really felt passionately about writing this, and they went in and like, like, dude, and what's great is in like a second they could just come out with like, Colin Kaepernick ice cream, and you're like, look at you, motherfucker.
Oh, dude,
Look
they're
at you,
going in on the
motherfuckers,
ballot
doing
box
it.
shit too. They're going in on the
Ben and
ballots.
Jerry's is?
Yeah, just an
I
hour
I
ago.
love a company that takes a fucking
Wait,
stand.
what
and
stuff?
isn't
What are they
worried
going
about
in on?
PR.
Because Donald Trump's been calling the mail-in
Mail-ins,
ballots a bunch of bullshit, which is proven false.
well, yeah,
never
'cause
been an
anything
issue.
that's mail-in is gay.
Because he's
I
saying,
will say this though, I don't
Yeah.
trust really mailing shit in. I don't really know how much I trust that.
well, actually, so here's the
A lot of
crazy
hands
thing.
touching that.
I know that, and there are things that do happen.
It's not a Trump dance for anybody. I think it's weird.
You're sending it in through the mail, especially if it's like the postal service, has a less of a chance of shit going wrong, like legitimately, than like them computer buttons that you're clicking.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
wasn't there a thing in the fucking Iowa caucus where it was like literally rigged?
Yeah,
like
that
yeah.
happens a lot more often than you would think, and it's not, and a lot of times too. Here's what'll happen. So if a lot of people go in at once, these computer systems, what they'll get is like cheap, really cheap computer systems that are underneath. It's not like my computer, even you guys' laptop, that's running the whole thing for the whole fucking place. And then it's just sending the information out. If that gets bottlenecked, they just guess.
Why don't we just do it like Survivor, dude? Why don't we just go there, show up to the poll booth? It's like you just write it on parchment, Clinton or something. You know what I mean? You just fucking hold it up and you put it in, and then you just read it out. All right, 10,000 votes, Clinton.
we did it
Trump.
like old school, like fucking Jesus days, like Nazareth census.
That's
like
what I'm
everybody
saying.
has to start traveling to meet in DC, and we get in a single file line, and we one by one vote. Like
That's all I'm
literally
asking
hold it
for.
up for everyone to see.
That's all I'm asking for. Just trying to get a little transparency. Everybody's got to show up, put in their votes. We read it out loud for the whole class. I don't see what goes wrong.
That's it.
Can't hack that. Can't really hack that,
Damn, dude. I like the idea of you trying to like pitch kids on your new paper system. You're like, can't hack that, kids. Am I right?
Just a fucking straight out of like a Michael Scott sketch. Just can't.
Yeah.
Paper's awesome.
You try to do like a parody rap with it. Can't hack this. Am I right, kids? You get it?
Dude. I'm like the king of parody
I
rap.
can't wait till you're out of
What I'm known
touch,
for.
dude. Oh my god.
I'm already out of touch, dude. Okay, like my brother, as
I
soon
don't know
as
how
I
to use
graduated high
Instagram.
school, if you have a family member in high school or anybody, you know you're out of touch. As soon as you leave high school, you're out of touch.
You have
You're
a
never
lifeline.
you're never more informed than when you're in high school. You're literally in a hallway full of information. People are just spewing their creative. I love Mac Miller. You're like, who the fuck's Mac Miller? And somebody else is like, dude, no love. And you're like, I don't know what that means. And you're like, you should know what that means. What's up with Two Girls, One Cup? And you're like, it's not even lunchtime yet. I don't know what's. There's so much happening. Like my brother comes home and he just mentions a rapper, and you're like, I've never even. What's his Little Windex? What's his name? Little Windex?
Dude,
I got nothing.
And some kids get beat up, dude. It really is like the internet. Like high school's like the internet.
A hallway of information. Yeah, dude, it's absolutely like the internet. It's absolutely the internet.
Yeah, but you have a lifeline is the thing. Like you at least like you have like a fucking library with a computer you can go to. You can go talk to Jack and get the scoop on what's up. Like if I ran into some kid like fucking I would just get my fucking Facebook memory from the other day was like a year ago. I asked some kid if this was the line for the bathroom. He said, no, it's a gay orgy. And all his friends started laughing. Like, I got roasted, dude. Like, I got destroyed.
You did. And it's kind of rude that Facebook brought that up.
Dude.
It's kind of rude that Facebook brought that up. You know what it did for me 2 years ago? Facebook memory. 2 years ago, I met Sugar Sean O'Malley. Bang.
How about the fights, dude?
Sugar Sean O'Malley crushed it. Dude, people are talking. People have been. Listen, I'm all for seeing a fighter.
I almost put a bet against him.
I didn't. I actually lost every single bet I made. So
because here's the thing is I'm starting to get to this age where like my memories are all jumbled up. So like things that happened like 8-10 years ago, I remember as being kind of recently. So I remember Eddie Wineland looking good in like fucking like 2015. Like, you know what I mean?
A little different. A little different. You know what's crazy is Sugar Sean looks good. And again, they're giving him a certain level of opponent, you know, that's going to boost his stock. You know, they're definitely – Sugar Sean's definitely like their new Sage Northcutt, like young guy they're really pushing and hoping that he turns out real well. And immediately people after that fight were like, dude, Cody Garbrandt versus Sugar Sean O'Malley, that's the fight. And I'm almost like, I feel like that's just a huge leap for the kid. Like, Cody's a dangerous leap.
Yeah, but even Cody, it's some kind of Mysterio shit where like, yeah, he has skills, but he needs the win to be just right. You know what I mean?
I did a parlay bet for Sugar Sean O'Malley to get a knockout, and then I got a Rafael Sunsao to get a knockout, just thinking that Cody's chin was gone. boy, to watch a Sunsao get flatlined, you're like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
I put a bet in that I thought was guaranteed. I was like, well, at least I'll get money on this bet. I just bet specifically Amanda Nunes first round knockout. She first round knockout, Chris Cyborg, Holly Holm, and Ronda Rousey. They were all first round knockouts. I'm like, yeah, dude, Felicia Spencer, Canadian chick, you're gone.
I mean, Spencer went 5 rounds for Chris Cyborg. One of the only people to do it.
She go 5, did she?
Oh, was it only 3?
It was 3.
I thought she went like it was 3. That's what. Yeah, she okay. Rounds. So like the distance though, you're saying.
She went the distance with her.
Yeah,
she's one of the only people to ever have done that. Yeah.
Right, and that's fine. But I thought.
It's not like she's fucking Jan Finney, dude, just getting like fucking like some mom. They literally were like, hey, you know, your kid's over here, come play.
You think Misha Tate and Holly Holm and Cyborg and Ronda Rousey aren't those people too? It don't matter, man. Nunes comes in heavy and ready to roll, and then you end in a 25-foot octagon. I thought for sure. I thought that was easy money. Did you see?
How much did you lose on this card?
$60, but I could have won 400 out of it, like based off of the parlay bets and stuff I made.
I love that the way your brain works is when you mention what you lost, you also have to bring up what you could have won. You're like, yeah, I lost $60, but actually in a parallel dimension, Geoff is 400. So.
In a parallel dimension, I actually just fucking crushed it. So I mean,
yeah, my girlfriend just dumped me, but we actually just got married in a different dimension, so that's pretty cool. Probably be together forever over there. I mean, you know.
Dude, I thought
Todd doesn't live over there.
Dude, fucking you see the dude who bet $1 million on Amanda Nunes?
7. No, I didn't.
A dude it came up because you know UFC does that stupid fucking thing where they have Twitter in the corner now, like during the fights, like you give a shit about that, and it like was an alert from like the betting app, and said highest wager ever placed on a UFC match was $1 million on Amanda Nunes to win tonight. Those numbers were like similar when you could do Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, but for a UFC fight, this dude was so confident that he bet $1 million on Amanda Nunes, and the payout was only $166,000. He risked $1 million to win $166,000, which again,
is there a universe that exists? Like I know, like I just made that joke, but is there a universe that exists where Amanda Nunes didn't win that fight?
Yeah.
There's a universe in everything. Yeah, for sure. There's a universe where Conor McGregor knocked out Khabib and it was a wrap, dog, and it was nothing. Like he did it against Aldo, and Conor's considered like the greatest fighter of all time right now. There's a universe that has that. There's a universe where Blockbuster still exists. You know what I mean? There are universes for all that shit.
You're breaking my heart.
Dude, you've been really making this whole perfect universe for yourself. My dad still works at Blockbuster. All my friends think that's cool.
Dude, by the way, you were right on Feud. I did feel like I was in my wheelhouse. I was like, oh, dude, I'm just bullshitting. I'm like the king of bullshit.
Yeah, so I didn't want to admit this beforehand, but I probably could have asked to go against Geoff because that would have made sense because, you know, Adam and Neil went against each other. You know what I mean? But I was asked to go against Cody, and I was so relieved because Geoff, it is a game show where you create a bad opinion on the spot and then tell someone else they're wrong about it. Tell me that's not the Geoff Colella game show. Like, well, it's not because that's still
kind of my jam. I'm like an expert bullshitter. I went to go
fix my shirt. I was like just fixing it, like, you know, like TC Tugger style. And
TC Tugger, dude, that's a reference. That's a great reference.
Well, I accidentally just tweaked my own nipple. Like I just like straight up grabbed it.
I'll touch it.
TC Tweaker, dude.
TC Tweaker, dude.
Yeah, it's a TC Tucker for your nips.
I love TC Tucker. Ev, what are we at time-wise?
We are at 46.
Damn, I thought we were going longer than that. All right, damn, I was not close with the question on this. So I'm usually like near an hour.
Well, I did want to say this anyway. Yeah. So I had like kind of a moment of clarity about the kind of person I am and what I need to work on. Because Geoff messaged me about being on Feud like 4 or 5 times, and every single time he spelled the word feud wrong. He spelled it.
I don't know why. I don't even think I looked at it. I think I just did it and like didn't even think twice to check if it was right. Like I was like, yeah, dude.
It's fine, dude. I knew it was wrong, and I chose not to correct you. But then I saw someone else correct him online. And so I went out of my way to text him and send a screenshot of him spelling it wrong so that he knew that I knew that he was wrong. Because I didn't want him to think that I thought that wasn't wrong.
Listen, I hate having typos on social media. It's the worst. I'll delete something usually, but it was up for 2 hours before anybody called me out. So I had to just keep it up there and roll with it. But at the same time, I sleep well at night. You know what I mean? 4th place in the Gloucester County Spelling Bee. So, I mean, I'm killer.
Pretty cool. Gloucester County is very, very high ranking, I'm sure. I like your attitude of that, of it was up too long, so now you have to live with it. Like if you like fucking like went to school naked, you'd be like, oh man, if I had noticed by the time I got on the bus, I would have gotten changed. But now I have math tests, so.
Well, can't miss recess. I mean, it is what it is.
Can't miss recess, dude.
It is what it is. We're here now. We're rolling. Yo, I got such a bummer. These seniors in the football team back because, dude, when I was a freshman, hazing was still definitely a thing, and it was just brutal at times. But the seniors totally pranked the freshmen, and I was unfortunately one of the idiots who fell for it. But they were like, yo, this Friday for the game, everyone show up to school just wearing your game pants. You know what I mean? We're going to wear our game pants in school to show like solidarity. And you just like, dude, and it's just tight blue spandex. That's all it is, right? And you just, dude, I just rolled into school and I was like, I looked and saw like 2 other people had it on. And then like my other buddy like didn't have it on. And he was like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. And I was like, good thing I brought my gym shorts, and I wore like my gym shorts with like something that totally didn't match a gym shorts.
You're wearing like an Aeropostale polo.
I swear something like that. Like absolutely, dude. I had like 6 Aeropostale polos. Absolutely.
It was a campus recess.
Absolutely. Dude, it was a tough one. And you're just sitting there, you're like, God damn it, why would we wear football pants to school?
Stupid. Yo, why do the most masculine things have the most feminine hazing? It's like, you wore the wrong outfit, bitch. Your pants don't even match.
There was a way more aggressive one as well. They did a thing called senior hit, and really all you do is you run down and you run 50 yards and you hit this bag, and it's like your last hit as a football player or something. But they lied to the freshmen again and told us that it was really that each senior gets to pick one player on the football team and hit them as hard as they fucking can. And so the freshmen were just shitting their pants over who's gonna be the biggest guy on the team, because he knew, again, it's just a prank, picked the smallest guy on our team, and we were being like, bro, Big John's gonna fuck you up, dude. What are you gonna do? And dude, it was just days and weeks of being like, damn, Steve picked me. Fuck, Steve's a big motherfucker, man.
You start training, dude.
Oh, dude,
Senior hit.
Dude, but then yeah,
that's so uncreative. Yeah, we got this tradition around here. It's called the senior hit. It's when I fucking hit you.
Yeah, dude, we were really scared because you're still developing in high school. Freshman year, I think I crossed the threshold of 130 pounds, and I was feeling good about myself. And then a senior rolls through deadlifting 500 pounds, and they're like, I'm gonna pancake you, dude, from 50 yards away, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a bitch. I might shit my pants when he makes contact.
I'm gonna fuck you back into your mother, kid. Yo, senior hit sounds like the suburban version of the knockout game. You know that game where you just run, you punch an old bitch at the ATM?
Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. Yo, you guys want to go play senior hit? We're going to go play senior hit.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucked up app version of Frogger, where you're just an old person crossing the street, and it's just yeah, dude, you don't play Senior Hit? Senior Hit's the hottest new app right now.
And then they have a Mexican spinoff, Senor Hit.
Yeah. Do you know what makes me mad is when you go to Dave & Buster's or an arcade of some kind, and it's just an app game there, a whole thing is dedicated to Doodle Jump, and you're
or Fruit Ninja, the game.
Yeah. And you're like, well, this is fun. I guess I'm just doing this, and I'm paying, what is it, $60 to do this? That's crazy.
Yo, I got gas at a Wawa recently. I was wearing the Dave & Buster's winter shirt, and the guy goes,
my shirt.
That's what I'm waiting for. I go, excuse me? He goes, your shirt, Dave & Buster's. Everybody wants to get haircuts. They want to just have parties. Me, just can't wait till that Gloucester City Dave & Buster's opens up. I was like,
this dude's been practicing his fucking mini basketball shot for a fucking minute.
Just the idea of this guy being the fucking king at the Gloucester City, New Jersey Dave & Buster's. He's like, yeah, no, I got to get back there, man. It's the only place I really feel at home. It's the only place I really fit in. Everyone respects me, so.
It's not even a sick arcade game. He's not even really good at skee ball. His machine's the Deal or No Deal game. Just he's like, I'll tell you right now, it's always case 19. Or he's it's never an even number. He's just the king of Deal or No Deal. There's never a line. Nobody's kicking him off.
I can't believe Howie Mandel sat and filmed that game.
Dude, I can't. He probably made so much fucking money from that. I would do that.
I forget he's a comic.
Dude, listen, if somebody came to me and were like, yeah, you want to host this fucking game show, I would pray to God that it turned out to be something like the Challenge or Survivor and just say yes and go do it. And then you get to be the TJ Lavin of being, I don't even know, the idiot test or the game of games.
TJ's looking better this season. Last season, I thought he was about to retire because he's looking old.
I thought about it. When TJ does retire,
Johnny.
It's Johnny all day.
Yeah,
Johnny all day.
That's what I was bringing up. That's literally
I'm so
why.
Sorry. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, you just literally took my whole thing. That's fine.
I'm sorry. I thought about it in the last episode as well.
No, yeah, I thought about it in the last episode with the Johnny versus Wes, and me and Sawyer were talking about it because
I would have done the same thing Wes done, by the way. I would have done the same shit.
Well, yeah, because it was bullshit of Johnny to be like, "Hey, man, I kind of wanted this." It's like, well, I played by the rules and I won.
And I love bananas, but I was like, dude, yeah, no. I mean, I got to side with Wes here. You got to go down there and you just got to fucking take it.
A cameo from Bananas is the most expensive, $150 cameo video. TJ Lavin's $135, and then Wes is third most expensive at $90.
That's so interesting. CT's not up there?
He is not. They don't have everyone. I think some people just give a shit. Like,
right. It is funny.
They have Tori on there as a singer. Have you ever seen her singing shit that she sings with Jordan?
With Jordan?
They just did a new song called Reese's Pieces. It just came out.
I don't care about that. Like, dude, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, guys, no, you guys are challenge contestants.
Dude, she is not listed on Cameo as a challenge competitor. She's listed as a musician.
I'm sure she's into music, and I'm sure Jordan's there just like...
That's like if you were listed as athlete. Like, if we had, like, a Sweet Heat, like, we had a Top 10 Cameo thing.
She's a better singer than I am an athlete. Come on, you got to give her some credit. That's not fair.
She's not that good. Oh, man.
She's not that... Listen, it's bullshit. You shouldn't have that. I will say, Tori and Jordan, like, we're seeing... They've been seen, like, working out, like, in Deptford, New Jersey. Like, I don't think they, like, live far from here.
Really?
Yeah.
Dan,
yeah, I'm gonna
go challenge him to a contest. But here's the trick. It's a how many fingers do you have contest.
Oh no, you're gonna win.
Yeah, I know, dude. He loves
Tori
competition.
Tori sits there and she's like, I'll play you.
I can't imagine the guy with one hand that fucking... I actually don't hate Jordan, but he's just kind of a jerk off. Like, I can imagine him getting in the booth to record these songs with his girlfriend. That's like recording a fucking music video with like a sports dad. You know what I mean? It's just like, fucking get in there. Like,
how funny is it that it's
falsetto, bitch, falsetto.
People thought it was impressive that Jordan beat like Josh in that tug of war with like one hand, and you're like, I think it just goes to show you that Josh is like the worst. Yeah. I hate big tongue Josh. He's like, Wes is always bringing up that I'm a problem, and like he's always coming through, and I'm not emotional. I'm not getting emotional, but I'm crying right now. And you're like, I want you off of my television. It's how I feel when like Georgia was on and she was like, oh, we're watching Game of Thrones, and you're like, no, get off. Get off.
That was like he literally sounds like the Nick Kroll publicity character of like, oh my god, I like can't even with you.
I'm the douche.
Dude, it is always hot spin. Be Wes. Whatever. Fuck it,
it's
dude.
So funny, dude. Someone will like, even like Swaggy in the one challenge, he's just like, yo, dude, I guess I'll give a strike to Josh. And Josh is like, I'm going to lose my mind. I could freak out right now. And you're like, yeah, full of the game, man.
I'm going to freak out right now.
I hate him. I will say it has been a breath of fresh air to not have Paulie and Cara on a season. It has been a breath of fresh air. I can't stand them. I can't stand those motherfuckers.
I can't take it seriously.
Jay's
on there. Oh, I wonder who's on there for Survivor.
Oh, dude, yeah, I don't know who would be the most expensive. Probably Boston Rob and like Jeff Probst.
Like Jeff Probst, yeah.
Tony's probably up there now.
I mean, I can look this up off air. I don't know. Do you guys care? Do the fans care?
No, they don't give a fuck. We could probably just wrap this fucking.
Boston Rob's $150.
Yes, I thought so.
The most expensive.
Thought so.
Jeff doesn't even want to do one. He says, fuck your internet, dude. I'm spending time with my wife and kids, okay? I was in Fiji all fucking summer.
And it was exhausting. Yeah, dude. It was a good fucking life.
Yeah. I live a good fucking life. Let's cut the shit.
Cut the shit. Cut the shit. Just an aggressive way to end an episode.
Look, yeah. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash coming in. Come get your man, little nigga bugging me. Just see the bag, quit all that jaw jackery. Don't even pass me that, I don't want none of it. These niggas mad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how that popping and shaking. Got me hot as a laser.
This has been a DropTent Media production.